Relax. Listen. I think I heard this in the movie Get Out. If I tell you what's about to go down, it may make it easier on you psychologically. But I already been letting y'all know what's going to go down. When these things happen, to Culture Beloved, you can look forward. I will be there. Okay? I had to come up with a name for people who watch my channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe something with Pav Train. Listen, we'll shelve it for now because it's not important. But I'm going to tell you what is important. I was raised by some pretty good people. My daddy learned me some respect. My granddaddy learned me some respect. I had a nice grandma who made good fried chicken. I come from some pretty good people. So where are my goddamn manners? It's the 6 Path Commandments. 6 Path Dice here. Mr. Lane, if you need me. Yeah, we here, beloveds. We understand. But you know what? We're in it together. So you know who we here to talk about. Shannon Sharpe, he just keeps giving us his greatness. He dropped classic after classic after classic after classic. Now he got one more with Megan Thee Stallion. So what we're going to get into today is why, and don't get me wrong, I do think men should always be trying to do the right thing and do the best thing. But something I heard Angry Man say I thought was very profound. While he talks about this is how I interpreted it. He said that men should have their own personal code of what they think is wrong and right. And the way I interpret that for every man is that you are supposed to use your religion and what you learn and the information you gather as a start. But a part of your maturity is coming up with your own personal code for things you do and you do not do. Things you accept and you do not accept. Personally for yourself. Okay? Aside from, and again, you can have, again, these are all system order instructions. You know what I mean? So men should always be striving to be great and do the right thing and basically do things that's in the best interest of the group, of themselves in the group, right? So I think men should keep doing that. But what black men in particular got to understand, we just seen Shannon Sharpe begin his interview with Meg Thee Stallion, offering an apology, right? And we're going to get into why Meg Thee Stallion doesn't care about his apology, and men shouldn't care about the apology either. And we're going to get into why she doesn't care about the apology, because she don't give a F about that apology. If he had not done that, it would have been the same exact interview, right? But let's go ahead and explore the clip that led us here, okay? All right, go ahead, man.
That's how it starts. It starts with fun.
I'm opening up like saloon doors. You better stop. Well, y'all don't know about O'Shea. Boy, Shea was hell when he was well.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
You be talking about that diamond. I don't think that's really gonna work. The point of her being a stallion, it supersedes anything that you're saying. Are you scared?
No, but hey, I have a stretched out like a quarter to 3. You know what I mean, Ocho? Don't play with me. Ocho, you better stop playing with me, Ocho. Huh?
A quarter to what?
A quarter to 3.
A quarter to 3.
Do it to it 3 ways, Ocho. Deep, hard, and continuously. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got for Ocho.
Yo, he been practicing that for a while. I'm gonna tell you right now. Do this show. Well, first of all, Shannon Sharpe gets drunk. He gotta do a little bit. He doing a little bump. You know what I'm saying? If you catch Shannon Sharpe in the bathroom and whatnot, you gonna see him wipe his nose when he come out the bathroom. Okay, that kind of energy, you saw the explosiveness and the passion, like he's able to listen passionately and respond. Like this nigga is the king. Like he kicks it with niggas on a god level. He is the god of like, you know, just two niggas kicking it. I don't know how else to put it. Anyway, go ahead and finish playing this drawing.
Meg, I know you're gonna see this.
Meg ain't gonna see nothing. We gonna edit this out.
Man, listen, Meg.
And that's how I knew that he was drunk. Cause like, bro, sir, like they do a live show. How would they edit this out? I believe it's live. So they can't like edit. All right, go ahead.
Right here, man. I'll let him. He's shooting his shot.
Ain't no shooting no shots, man. Man, look here, man. We just having some fun, Ocho. We just chewing the fat.
Yeah, that's how it started. It started with fun.
I'm opening up like saloon doors.
Yeah, the saloon doors and shit. Anyway, so let's go ahead and fast forward. Fair use. Let's go ahead and fast forward to Unc. His apology.
Amazing, and you have an amazing career going forward. So this is my
Appreciate that.
part of the tension, hard joke, and it was I said possible, but Meg, before we go any further, I want to apologize to you personally. And I didn't, I always wanted to sit down and have a conversation with you. I didn't know if that was going to be possible, but I was always hoping that I got an opportunity to bump into you. Because I made a comment, I think it was like September, October, and I told a joke, and I said it in jest, but I believe the joke would have been just as funny had I left you out of it. So for any unwanted attention, harm.
Well, for one, Ocho asked you your thoughts on Meg Thee Stallion. I mean, I don't think it wouldn't have hit that hard if we didn't mention Meg Thee Stallion, but. In fact, it would defeat the whole purpose of the joke. It was like
shame, embarrassment that I caused you or your family. I want to say, as a man, as I sit here before you, I apologize.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. Anytime someone comes on the show, we have to toast because you have an amazing. You've been amazing.
We're gonna stop right there. We're gonna stop right there. Hold on, where's my face? Yo, you saw that shit? Maxie, did you see that shit? All right. Matter of fact, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back just so that because I don't think you caught everything, right? And it's gonna free us my point. I want you to look very much at look at how much Shannon humbles himself. He looks I don't know, man. He seems like a real cool dude, but look how humble. He
said it in jest, but I believe the joke would have been just as funny had I left you out of it.
Yo, he be going through them scripts, boy. Like you can tell that somebody wrote that shit.
So for any unwanted attention, harm, shame, embarrassment that I caused you or your family, I want to say, as a man, as I sit here before you, I apologize.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Now, and again. I don't think anyone did anything wrong. It just wasn't necessary and it wasn't appropriate. It wasn't appropriate because Shannon Sharpe didn't actually do anything. So we see the first clip. So I was inspired to do this video because Crimson Cure touched on this earlier. As usual, did a brilliant breakdown, and I didn't get to see her entire live, but this is what she was talking about. And her point is going to be the same as mine when it comes to just saying. The way that Ocho and Shannon was talking, they having fun. That's how guys talk. Like, and if we keep it all the way a stack, those are high value men, right? It's not so much that they can talk like that, but these aren't the kind of men where like someone like Meg Thee Stallion would never think to be with these kind of guys. You know what I'm saying? Or like, as if these aren't high status individuals. But the words he even used, right? I'm sorry about the embarrassment and shame I made it brought to your family. Why would there be embarrassment and shame? Because you're talking about how attractive Meg Thee Stallion is. And on top of that, Crimson Cure made an interesting point about that's her image. If all your raps is about basically just fucking, you know what I'm saying? Just smash it. That's all. Smashing and kind of being like the worst person possible. You know what I'm saying? And to a certain degree, like, we gotta explore when it became cool to not make different kinds of songs for like your album, and that's why albums don't feel like albums no more, because like people don't. Because again, we let so many people who are not really talented, who just have a lot in the looks department. Like like Meg, well, she's an attractive woman and whatnot, right? But it's like, again, like that's a big part of her success is how she looks. Period. I mean, that's for anyone in the business, but women in particular. Yo, that's a big part of it. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, but Crimson was saying like it didn't make any sense to go out your way to make an apology for something that she didn't say that she was offended by. Now, don't get me wrong. I have a few theories on why Shannon did it, but I guess the first one is that this is a big podcast, right? And not only that, where we are now, and especially someone like Shannon. So Shannon is here. He was here before the woke age, right? He's been here at a time where if you're on that screen, you have to make sure that you are the most non-offensive person, or if there's anything that can be addressed or whatever it is and whatnot, he's trying to not have another experience like he had with Amanda Seals, where you can tell he was hurt. He was like, yo, why is this person lying on me? It's always a terrible feeling when someone is just lying on you on purpose, you know what I'm saying? Or trying to ruin your reputation or make you seem as though you're not a good person. That's never good. So what he's doing a few different things, but I'm gonna tell you also how Meg interprets it and how black women in particular interpret the shit. The way they interpret it, let's go and go back to see her face. Her face is okay, you're good. You good, you know what I'm saying? You straight, you all right. The sisterhood is pleased with you. That's what that whole look says. The sisterhood forgives you, and the sisterhood is pleased with you. You can keep your bag for another day. Like Shannon is maybe one of them brothers. He one of them slaves that didn't know that the slaves was free. Like he don't know that emancipation is going on. The emancipation going on, beloved. No, yo. If you told me that Unc was going to be interviewing Meg Thee Stallion, I would have never known. I don't think anyone knows you said this. Having a Monster, the 5-calorie joint. This is a Ultra Peachy King. Monster. Well, you know what, Monster, you might be new here. Maybe you don't know what it means when I do this thing here. But the people who watch me, they know what it means. It means Monster, you owe me a check. Simple as that. You owe me a check. God damn it. Anywho. So anyway, so you see, and this is also a practice, a common practice of black men, especially in a space like this, when they get in front of a black woman, which is to worship the B-dub. So worship, basically, just come and bend the knee and kiss the ring. That's what he's doing right now. He's kissing the ring for the sisterhood. You know what I mean? And it's wild to do it for someone like Meg Thee Stallion. It's one thing if he had said something foul about her, or if he had said, or he just said, yo, I don't care if she say no. You know what I mean? It's going down. He had said something wild like that. You know what I mean? I don't think you know what else is funny? Unless they spoke before he did all this shit, she may not know what the hell he's talking about. Hold on, y'all. I bought a dish earlier that has beans. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the refrigerator real quick. 6 past commandments. I'm back. That whole dish is in the freezer. I'll tell you something else too. I'm getting tired of going places and wherever I go, because you're a new restaurant, your plates are somehow $15. $15 is still $15. Yeah, that's still chicken. As also parts of the chicken that I'm not necessarily sure what part of chicken is. Every time you go to a Dominican spot and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's all in Caribbean spot. Y'all always chopping up pieces of chicken that I cannot really recognize. Like this is like a fist of chicken. They be trying to sell you the chicken fist. You know what I'm saying? The chicken shoulder and shit. I'm like, yo, what part of chicken is this? What part of the game is this? What's all this then, bruv? Six past commandments. So I know I promised that I would get into why I think Meg doesn't care. So Meg don't really care, right? And you want to know why Meg don't care? Matter of fact, I think you see my name, right? Women don't care about your feelings. Okay, like I think she has an understanding of, oh, okay, all right, okay, that's nice. But what men gotta understand is that a lot of men make assumptions. And again, we talk a lot about presumptuous thinking on this channel, where you make assumptions based off of what you want, or the things that you would like to see, or what will be a favorable outcome to you. All right, and there's always a gap between what you're thinking and what someone else is thinking, what your expectation is, and someone else's, unless you guys talk about it, or and who knows, maybe I get lucky and y'all having just to connect on that particular thing, right? But there's always a gap, okay? But anywho, guys do this thing where they don't know when a woman's invested in them. And I'm not saying that all women don't care about you, but again, those are learned behaviors, like learning how to relate to people. If you think about it in general, people don't really feel sorry for men in general like that, unless it's like a big tragedy. You know what I'm saying? And people aren't as forgiving with men, and people feel more comfortable, basically kind of shitting on men, especially if he's in charge, or especially if he's good in any kind of way. People love the issue on someone who's great at anything, or someone who's talented, or someone who really tries. So the person who tries always makes everyone else who's not trying feel like crap. Or the person who always has a good attitude makes the person with a bad attitude feel even worse, because it's like, okay, what are you doing? You make me look a little crazy over here. Now I look even mean. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, the same as a person that's in shape makes a person who's fat look really, really fat. You actually make it. If the closer you are to that fat person, you are literally making them look fat. You make them look terrible. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no friends. I don't got no friends that's in great shape. I can't be friends with you. I ain't trying to experience that shit. Listen, if I accept you as a new friend, you have a certain body fat percentage, all right, or you real skinny. I ain't hanging out with no swole nigga. Like, no one wants to hang out with a swole guy. Nobody really wants to be around a guy with muscles. Nobody really wants to be around a guy with a nice body. It's weird. It's weird. You know what I'm saying? And whatever he's doing to maintain to make it weird, you know what I mean? Like, it can just get crazy. You know what I mean? Those are kind of people who show up with their own food to the restaurant. You know what I mean? And don't say anything wrong with that. Don't think it's weird to show up with your own food. It is weird. It's very rude too. All right, it's like being vegan. Being vegan is like mad rude. That's the whole. I feel like that's the whole point of being a vegan, vegetarian, or pescatarian. Though that's all about having the opportunity to be rude, and you can't say anything back. You know what I mean? Like a vegan to smack some eggs out your hand. Man, y'all hear that McChicken sandwich? That evil sandwich you're eating. That foul sandwich. Screw you and your McMuffin. You know what I mean? But anywho. Who I want to touch on next? Oh, that sounds crazy. Super duper pause. Matter of fact, let me leave and come back. Respawn after the pause. That was crazy. So, but nah, again, and I'm not saying that, women, they don't always do it on purpose. You know what I'm saying? It's the same as, like, again, the way your woman sees you is a lot like how you saw your parents when you were young. Like, you didn't really think about what your parents went through. You didn't really relate to them. You weren't trying to relate to them. A lot of times when you got mad at your parents, most of us got mad with our parents for just not getting what we wanted, or having to deal with our deal with consequences for things that we did. Right. And when you're young, those feelings, like, it comes with maturity, accepting, like, basically taking the L. Like, you have to learn how to, like, take an L. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that just comes naturally, where, like, things happen and you just naturally just say, okay, you're right. You got me. You know what I'm saying? That's just not who you are when you're young. That's not any kid. All right. Like, who kind of kid just can say, oh man, I'm on punishment. Oh man, you right. Do what you gotta do, mom. Nah, you say, yo, F dad and F mom. I'm not fooling with them right now. We not good. Even though they take care of you and provide all your meals and provide you everything, you'll still be mad with them for trying to teach you how to be a better person. Because again, that's not where you are at that point. Only when you get older you can appreciate those kind of things. You know what I mean? And on top of that, even with gratitude, If your parents don't teach you gratitude, you'll never show them gratitude. That is so important to teach your kids and people around you that shit don't gotta be good. Things don't have to work out, and people don't have to do nothing. Even your parents don't have to give you a good life. That's why I say, yo, unless your parents abandon you or abandoned you early in life, or chose to not, you know what I'm saying, chose not to take care of you and dumped you on someone else. But if your parents was in your life, if your parents gave you anything, unless you were really getting like super abused and stuff like that, or getting beat on like crazy or something like that, yo, you owe your parents a debt of gratitude. And you should be grateful. Your parents didn't have to give you, they gave you your life. They don't gotta give you nothing, right? But anyway, when you think more about those times, you'll understand how, you know, how women will see and hear the things that men say. You know what I'm saying? And it also kind of feel like this interaction is the extension of when men interact with women in a way where they're trying to get a smile, or they're, and again, there's nothing wrong with making women smile. I love making a woman laugh and being charming. I love that, you know what I mean? But when I'm doing it, I know how to do it in a way where we're all having a good time, and I'm not really trying to impress you, or I'm not trying to do something just to impress you. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it because, yo, I'm trying to have a nice time with you, or I'm trying to have a good interaction with you. And we just kicking it. You know what I mean? Because in all actuality, it doesn't matter. If you are not enough for her, it doesn't matter. It's not about doing enough. Of course, you should be doing enough. Do the best you can. But what you're doing won't matter if you are not enough. It's not about doing enough. It's about being enough. Like I said to my young boy, Chris, say, yo, like I was explaining, for you need to be focusing on becoming the man, bro. You know what I'm saying? Becoming the man. Because the more you're the man, when things are tough, for one, your sense of self will always be intact because things change. Life changes. People change. Period. Okay? And what will you do when those changes come? All right? A lot of things that men do in life are solo missions. Sometimes, or solo missions, or it's a ride you gotta take by yourself. But certain parts of your ride, or basically a journey. People can stay with you. If they want to leave, you gotta let them leave. Let them go. Okay? It's nothing. It's the same as being on your journey and saying, "Oh man, if you don't, if this person leaves me while I'm on my journey, like what am I going to do?" I heard Angry Man use that similar kind of analogy. He was talking about how a man's life is like driving a car, and the woman that's in your life at that time, she's driving the car with you and everything, and and she could decide, I'm gonna get out at this gas station, and I'm never going to see you again, and as the man, it's like, should you stop going on your journey because she's no longer in the passenger seat? No, now the passenger seat is empty, and that's what it's like. Like that whole thing with the pop the balloon guy, Aaron Sloan, when he's saying to the women that you did me a favor, he might have just been saying it, but that was a very profound thing, and a lot more young men are realizing that women that I don't like, or women who do not like me, are not worth getting to know. A lot of men will try to get to know a woman who don't like you, and she's showing you she don't like you. All right, but a part, and I'll even argue that a part of why we have this kind of interactions, because for one, again, this is a byproduct of baddie syndrome. Because another aspect of baddie syndrome, again, the mental illness of believing and feeling as though you have to be that. Basically, I'm the hottest thing in the world. I'm the most beautiful woman that you can possibly find, and there's only one of me, and I have no competition. Right? And if you believe, and also, baddie syndrome can be contagious to men, because men will believe. They'll also kind of believe that shit. A lot of men buy into how women eliminate their competition. Because most women, they convince you that they don't have competition. They put a lot of effort in trying and convincing you, I don't have no competition. I don't got nobody competing with me. what I'm saying? Or there ain't nobody better than me. You know what I'm saying? And men will be in bad relationships and they won't even think about, yo, I can get a better woman. If I got this one, I can get another one. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, but more and more, that's probably the perfect analogy. And I wish I could get that analogy to a young man for them to hear that, because again, they don't have time yet, so they don't have as much information. Your experience is your information too. That you make decisions based off of. That's your experiences are their own institution. You know what I'm saying? But anywho, let's go ahead and get into Beloved right here. In fact, I'm gonna let him play. And I'm gonna come back. All right. Let's make this. We're gonna let Beloved cook, man. Let's see what he got to say, man.
All right, fellas, I'm finna help y'all take a woman on a date because you boys are lost out here. So you want to text her early in the rising when you know she at work or getting ready for work. You're gonna start small talk, rich risings, how your day going so far, what you eat for breakfast, wooty wooty wop. Then you're gonna be like, I don't want to hold you too long. I gotta get to work myself. You're gonna send her $20 to $25 and say lunch on me today. And if you one of them dudes that think sending lunch money is tricking, then you need to take your swimming trunks off and get out the dating pool. Next, you're going to text her a few hours later and you're going to ask her what your schedule look like Friday, what you got going on. She'll probably say something like, oh, I got to work, but after that, I'm free. Once she tell you she free, do not ask this woman if she want to go on a date. Of course she wants to go on a date. She not talking to you just to be talking to you, bro. Of course she wants to be wine and dine. Don't say no lame shit like that, dog. Once she says she free, you going to take the lead and you going to tell her what the plans are. Date night Friday, 7 p.m., attire grown and sexy. Now that you told her y'all going on a date, now you have to actually plan the date, bro. Be thoughtful. Don't go pick shorty up and just try to walk in somewhere. No, we don't do that. That's not player. Make reservations. You know how impressive it is to a woman walking into a 5-star restaurant with her date and he say, yeah, I have reservations for such and such and such and such. She gonna lose her shit. She gonna be like, him. He really like that. But before the date, bro, go to the mall and get you some grown and sexy attire. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You can spend $50 to $150, bro. Get you some nice slacks. Get them tailored. Don't go with no baggy ass goddamn on slacks on, bro. Get them tailored. Get you some hard bottoms. You can get you a polo style shirt. Tuck it in. You can get you a button down, a blazer, man. Just be player. And make sure you smell good, bro. Don't smell good for you. Smell good for her. Don't wear what you think smell good because you might like Axe. That don't smell good, bro. Wear some cologne that's appealing to women. Now you smelling good. You looking presentable. Now it's time to go pick shorty up. When you go pick shorty up, never go empty-handed, bro. Absolutely always take flowers. Show up to the door with roses. She gonna take those roses to the restaurant because it's like a form of flaunting and showing off and showing everybody, yeah, my date treated me like a queen. Open every door for her. Don't let her touch no door. If she do, you look that woman in her eyes and you tell her, as long as you with me, I don't ever want to see you touch a door again. On the way to the restaurant, play nothing but 90s R&B. You can throw some 2000s R&B in there too, but nothing but 90s R&B, bro. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Now y'all at the restaurant, y'all got good drinks floating around, it's good dialogue. Make the night about her. Don't talk too much about yourself. Even if she asks you about yourself, redirect it and make it about her and show her how interested and intrigued you are in her. Once the date is over, take shorty home. Do not try to keep that woman out all night. Show her that you're responsible. You're going to walk her to her door. You're going to tell her how much of a great time you had, how beautiful she looked tonight. And you're going to tell her, as long as it's okay with you, I would love to do this again. Kiss her on the forehead and go home, bro. The number one rule, never try to get the draws on the first night, bro. You will be okay. You will not die. Show some D discipline. You're welcome. All right, fellas, I'm finna help y'all take a woman on a date because you boys are.
Yo. So, matter of fact, yeah, let me go ahead. Matter of fact, let's go through it play by play. Now, this is a situation where now I don't know, Beloved. He's like he a cool nigga. We might be a guy, I ain't gonna lie. I can't tell if he a real handsome cat or if that is a stud. That got a fake beard on. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I ain't gonna lie. A lot of points like everything he's saying would sound like something a girl tells you to do. So anyway, so what he's taking is several truths, and again, that whole all those suggestions are presumptuous. You're assuming a lot of stuff. So, first of all, a majority of us are regular people. Don't get me wrong. You know, I ain't rich enough like that, my nigga. But you know, I do okay. I'm gonna be doing more okay soon. But you know, right now, you know what I'm saying, you know, your boy, you know, getting up there and shit. But as far as like, you know, real life, because again, you know, I have a career in like real life. You know what I mean? And I gotta say, a majority of people like so. What I make is closer to like, you know, it's past like the average income. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot because I'm one person in a one income household, so it doesn't really matter. But if a majority of people make somewhere around $40,000, and that's being generous, and that's including all aged adults, right? And again, nothing's really wrong with anything he said. But again, when he's telling you to do this stuff, he's making the assumption that you're with a woman that is very interested in you, right? And she's going to appreciate all this stuff. So let's go ahead and go to a play-by-play because I want to go through the mannerisms and how he addresses some grown-ass men. Because I'm gonna be real with you, his tone is disrespectful, and it sounds a lot like a woman working him like a goddamn puppet. You know what I'm saying? Because these aren't really man thoughts. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and start again.
I'm finna help y'all take a woman on a date because you boys are lost out here.
So the first thing that he do is, I'm sorry.
When you know
first thing he does is, I mean, yo, even the camera angle is him looking down on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, he not even starting the conversation from a respectful place. He's starting that shit like, you little nigga. Whenever you address men with fucking respect, bro. And the fact that you think that men supposed to respond to you coming on screen talking shit to them, you know what I'm saying? And not only that, you're telling most men to do some stuff they tried before. Let me tell you why when he made the comment about you boys are lost out here, he's referring to the fact that women kill chivalry and they don't know how to resurrect it or bring it back. Yo, you're going to have to inspire. Women are going to have to inspire the reincarnation of chivalry, meaning that you're going to have to be the kind of women that make men want to do things. So I'm going to tell you what happened. When you go on these dating profiles, what you hear from women all the time is men don't know how to date. Now, when I was dating a few years ago, when I would hear that, I would see that, oh, wow, well, it's time for me to get up in here. And I'm going to show you that I know how to take you on a date. And I thought that dates get you women. Let me tell you something. For the most part, the women that I've had a lot of luck with, they wasn't women that I took nowhere expensive. Because the girl liked me. And if I wanted to meet more women, I could have had the same experience. Like, yo, I mean, it all depends on what you're looking for, what you want to tolerate. Me personally, like, yo, I really enjoy a great woman. A great woman is just not as common. All right. I can't get into a woman that's lazy and a woman that's not thoughtful, a woman that doesn't think about others, a woman that doesn't think about what she can bring to the group and how she helps the relationship be a good relationship. Most black women, for the most part, they're the ones who want a slave because they don't want a man. They want a new piece of property, a new acquisition. You know what I mean? And you don't think about how your property don't have feelings. Property, you don't got to think about taking care of property. It's property. It's supposed to be there for you to use it. All right, like if your car could apologize to you for I don't know. Let's say if your car could fix itself. Your car says, hey, man, I actually had an oil leak earlier, so I fixed myself and I'm good now and everything. And let's say if cars did that, you'd be like, oh, okay, all right, okay, car, thanks for telling me, you know. I'm still going to drive you across the country. You know what I'm saying? I'm still going to drive you on them rough-ass roads, and you need to be okay with it. And you better not break. suspension. You know what I mean? But let's go ahead and let Shorty cook some more.
She at work or getting ready for work. You're gonna start small talk, you know, Rich Rising, how your day going? So
All right, when he said rising, which sounds very close to grand rise, I said, oh man, he's cooked. He's a wokeity woke. Okay, don't get me wrong. I don't know if he clout chasing. I don't know if he actually does any of this stuff. We don't know who this guy is and everything. But off rip, he's giving you game that's going to work for a hand. I say he's a handsome cat, well groomed, the tattoos going, dark skinned brother. You know what I'm saying? Got a little swag to him and everything. You know, he look he in decent shape and everything. So when you're a more attractive guy, not that you know other men who are not as handsome can't be successful or do the things you do, but you have to make concessions for. This is going to come across differently because I'm enough for her physically. Remember, we talked about it's not about doing enough; it's about being enough and doing enough. I just made a slight edit right there, but you get what I'm saying, right? So this coming from this kind of guy, yeah. But what he doesn't include is that all this stuff. What sense do it make? Because he basically saying is that if you do all these things, she's going to like you and she's going to respect you more. And don't get me wrong. I think if you're taking a young lady out and whatnot, I don't mind driving. I don't mind coming to get you and stuff like that. I've done the flowers thing and whatnot. And ironically, the women that I bought flowers for on the first day was a woman that I smashed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I haven't done it that many times, but I've done it a few times. There wasn't women. Don't get me wrong. There's women that I could have been with and everything, but that's not how it works. If she likes you, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do anything to be likable or you shouldn't try to have a good time. But the reality is this. If she likes you, she likes you. Just like with a girl. I always said, like I told my young boy, if she was fat and ugly, if she wanted to do everything you wanted her to do, if she wanted to just, if you told her to sleep in the closet while you sleep with another woman in the bed, she'll do it. She make you whatever you want to eat. She cook real good. She clean, make good money and whatnot. It's never going to hit. Like, you would rather a real pretty girl who only makes sandwiches. And that's all she does in life is make sandwiches. You rather have a pretty girl who makes sandwiches. Especially if you could afford it. You know what I mean? Your ass be at work eating a sandwich you don't even like. Eating a bologna sandwich every day. They're like, hey, it was going on, Parker? What you eating for lunch today? Bologna sandwich. You know what I mean? You know, you gotta order food at work, or you gotta make your own food, act like you take. You know what I mean? Then listen, you'll carry that sham sandwich, that shamwich to work every single day for that pretty girl, because again, how she looks matters. All right, it's about being she's enough. All right, she's being enough for you. You know what I mean? So when you're enough for the women, it is. Listen, bro, like, and I'm not saying you should give her shit, but like, again, she's just not sweating that shit as much. Okay, actually, everything he talking about is for the guy that she don't like. All right, like I said before, what Duke is doing is he's carrying out the sisterhood agenda, which is basically to keep the first date scam going. Because first dates are a scam. All right. Women don't need several dates to figure out if they like you or not. And also, women don't need you to take. If women likes you and is attracted to you, she don't really need several dates or a whole bunch of time to figure out if she like you or not. Especially if she got kids. I'm not playing out if you got kids. Oh, forget that. We not playing any no games, man. You better. I need to know. I need to know. No, sorry, I hit you with that goddamn Mark Anthony. Tell me right now. I need to know. I need to know. You know what I'm saying? I need to know. Anyway, scent of the evening. I'm breaking this bad boy out again. I'm gonna keep wearing this joint until I like it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care how y'all feel about it. Coastal Clips, baby. This stuff smells pretty good. Not amazing, but pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It smells like water. I guess that's the point. You know what I'm saying? It smells like water. The nice shop girl actually recommended this to me, and I didn't get it. But when I saw this was on sale for 11.24, it's a 6-pack commitment. Game on. You understand me? Game on, flame on. I'm making sure my crown stay on. All right. This is the cologne. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You understand? It's Bath and Body Works, baby. You say, you know what I'm saying? You want to spray this shit. All right. That's why they give you a big ass bottle. All right. Whenever you see a cologne, it's got a big old bottle, ain't that expensive? Yeah, you go ahead and spray that. You know what I'm saying? You go ahead, you know what I mean? That's one cool thing about like a subtle scent is that if you spray it a lot, it's not going to be intoxicating. You know what I'm saying? And it'll last longer. You know what I mean? So not all the scent. This is more of a light scent, but this shit just may not go. It just may not go with my pheromones, baby. But anywho, so like I was saying earlier, if you on any dating sites, right, you'll see a lot of women talk about men. Don't hit me up if you don't want to go on a first date. Don't invite me to your house. Linking up and smoking is not a date. This and that. Know what I mean? And AMS Alpha Male Strategies made a video talking about this too. And he was talking about how he said, listen, I'm real proud of you fellas and everything because men are starting to wake up and understand like what's going on. And he was saying the same thing. He was saying, yo, I see so many profiles with women saying, if you don't want to go on a date, don't hit me up and everything. And what's going on is that a lot of men are understanding, yo, there's no need to take on a date because and he's right. I mean, not really. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not saying that y'all shouldn't go nowhere. I'm not saying that he shouldn't date you, but the reality is that, for one, the women aren't really trying to get a date. Like, they're not really trying to make a dude want to date her. You know what I mean? If anything, everything he's talking about, bro, everything is saying, again, you talking about a regular guy who makes between $35,000 and $45,000 a year. Everything this guy's talking about, he said roses. Roses is $25. Between $20 and $25. $25. He talked about spending $100, you know what I'm saying, on the outfit. So $125, right? They talked about going to a 5-star restaurant. So he's talking about a meal that's about $150 minimum. So now we at $275. All right. What else he said? I feel like send her lunch. So now we at $300. Send her lunch. When you tip the waiter or waitress, you know what I'm saying, you want to give them at least, if that's it, $20, $30 tip. So we're well over $300 something. The gas it takes to get there, the haircut. We can't include that, the haircut, the car wash, all these different things. And again, it's nothing wrong. If you want to invest that in a date, there's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is this, a lot of men are realizing this thing. I can't pull it up right now. I wish I could get to it. But there's a clip earlier I was watching where this woman is saying that most men are not wanting to put effort into dates because the average guy does all these things. It doesn't matter how much money he spends. First of all, you can't buy people. That's why the notion of how much money should you spend on the first date or what you should put into it. Again, it's like, yo, you guys should just be wanting to spend time together and get to know one another. You know what I mean? If you say you want to get coffee, why can't you get coffee with him? You have no reason not to. And the excuse of, I don't want to get dressed up for that. No one told you to get dressed, because if you were going to get coffee, you can put on a nice shirt. Tell me that you can't put on some jeans and a shirt to get coffee. Again, a lot of men are realizing, fam, the economy is rough, and a lot of men do not want to just waste time. Because what he's not mentioning is that so when he told that story about, no, do this, do that, and everything. Don't get me wrong. All these things can make a woman think, oh, he put a lot of thought into this. He put a lot of effort into it. But again, if she's not into you, another thing too is that women don't respect things that they didn't have to earn. No one does. No one respect. Again, he's talking about the kind of date you go on with someone that you've been. For one, if you can afford that kind of date. Who the fuck got three? If people barely got $500 for a case of emergency, who the fuck got almost $500 to go on a first date with a stranger? And again, don't get me wrong. If I'm going on a date and whatnot, if I got it, yes, I want to go somewhere nice. I want to go somewhere where I want to be able to spend $100. You know what I'm saying, on dinner. I want to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? And and that's what grown folks do. But I also don't want to spend that kind of money on someone who's not interested. Because again, men in the rest of the world has figured out the first date. The reason why, another thing too is he's basically he's saying the male version of what females demand, and one of the reasons why men are not dating anymore because it's like, yo, if you want to continue to get to know the guy, right, you can tell by asking him what he does for a living, ask him about a situation, and you can assess if he has money. The only thing she should be worried about is, can he take care of himself first, and how well is he taking care of himself? Because if you are an adult, you can take care of yourself anyway, and naturally, if you're with him, he's going to take care of you. That's what men do, right? But again, a lot of men don't understand that. Again, presumptuous thinking. A lot of men don't understand that women always accuse you of cheating, lying, not being truthful, because they relate to that more. All right, they relate to not being honest. They relate to not being truthful, because again, that's what women do. Like it's the same as how when I showed you guys that video of that girl crying because the host is talking about, yo, you would have. He ain't just saying, hey, you real fat, you should lose weight. The guy's saying you would have more options of the kind of men that you like if you lost some weight. And somehow it got to her crying. As if she has no idea, as if you're grown. How does someone talk to you about something that you see every day? How do you feel like that? But a part of that is women put a lot of effort into establishing dominance. They put a lot of effort into eliminating competition, all right, and making life easier. And all those things kind of work. They kind of work in tandem or work together, right? So one thing that women do is, to make things easier for themselves. Even if they don't like someone, if they can be phony with them, they'll be phony with them. Basically, I will lie to your face. I've seen it myself. All right, like there's times where I bought people up, and the person I'm talking about, and they don't know who I'm talking about, and will go in. And like I think every guy's probably, if you've ever been cool with a woman that maybe you worked with, and you're talking about another woman that y'all know or work with, it's always like the juggle. I'm like, God damn, I'm like, you over like, I don't feel that way about them. Like I'm like that was rough. Like why you feel like that? Like shit, ugh. You know what I mean? Whoa, relax. So anyway, I think I had one more, y'all. Hold on, y'all. My bad, yo. I thought I was recording the whole time. Anyway, so he just went through the whole send her $25 for lunch and say lunch on me. And he says, and this is why that's why I felt like you sound like a woman. This is all stuff that a woman would want, right? And he said, yeah, you want to hit her up talking about grand rising. When the niggas start talking about some rising, yo, that mean they go and then we eating sea moss and all that type of shit. Anyway, he gets to talking about sending her money for lunch and saying lunch on me, right? Don't get me wrong, we're for shot in the dark, right? But again, what he's telling you is that you can buy her. All these things are going to get you all these brownie points and whatnot, right? Because this is supposed to be about how to successfully date, right? But in all actuality, again, what he's supporting is again their this game, this experience, right? Because again, like I was saying before, if you want to get to know someone, isn't the idea that you're going to see them again and you plan on seeing them again? And why can't you wait to go to a nicer place? And also, what difference do it make? Unless it's a place where you can't eat and can't enjoy it. Unless you're trying to take you to Wendy's. And even then, why can't you eat Wendy's? Like if you eat Wendy's, why can't you come and go with him to eat Wendy's? Because the reality is this. Let me tell you something. Overwhelming majority of women are not with men with considerable means who make a lot of money, and a majority of women are not even with men who have cars. Okay, or any kind of wealth and status. Most people are regular people who are getting by. You know, these kind of videos are harmful because you make men who need to do more self work and become more social, learn how to talk to people, learn how to be around people. All right, like, you know, because a lot of this stuff is based off of the idea of banging a lot, having a lot of sex with a lot of different people. It's not really based off of how to build a real relationship. You know what I mean? And not only that, people, again, he's given a one size fits all strategy and everything. And again, what you can do is inspire someone to do the wrong thing because they're thinking, I need these things in order to be loved. So how do I get it? Because again, men are desperate for intimacy. Okay, but anywho, we'll get to that on a different day. But another reason why this whole strategy that he's giving you, which is not nothing that men have never thought before. You don't think men have tried giving flowers? I've done that. I've given gifts and shit like that. You know what I mean? And it didn't make a difference. Cause like, yo, she wasn't in. She had no intentions on really committing to get to know me. Which again, she did me a favor. So again, that what the Aaron Sloan guy said. Like I said, I know I mentioned this early in the video. That's where young men are at. Young men are starting to realize that there's not only one girl for me. All right, men can have several lives. Men can have several families. All right, and still mentally be intact and be able to move on. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like women are not made to have bad experiences and they move on. Like, but anyway, I know I didn't ask you earlier, but yo, I really appreciate it. If you guys can give me a like, share, subscribe. If you watch me on TikTok, please like and comment on the video. Follow the page. Watch me on Instagram. Please follow my page and like and leave a comment on the topic and whatnot. If you watch it from YouTube, please like, share, subscribe. You understand? We gotta feed these babies, man. And when 6 pairs dice, Mr.